So, I want to sit down and talk about the game Antichamber. Excuse the noise, I'm drinking tea. So yeah. Sorry if there's noise in the background. Um, I want to sit down and talk about this game not because it's new or anything. I actually played it a few months ago, but it definitely made me think about it after I finished it, and I really liked that in the game. I was interested in it because of the way it looked. I guess I'm a very superficial gamer. I don't play everything. I play a game only if it appeals to me visually. And I really like the design ever since the trailer came out. I loved the way the colors were, and I loved the design of it, and I love the concept of it. It's a first-person puzzle game. It's not. It's not exactly like Portal. I compare them a lot, but it's a similar thing where you need to complete puzzles to finish it, but you have a different gun. You have a gun just like in Portal, but it shoots cubes. You get to get 4 different guns throughout the game: a blue one, yellow, green, red. Once you get the red, you can finish the game. You start off in one room, 4 walls, ceiling, floor. On one wall, you have the map. You unlock the map as you go along. And that's a mechanic that I don't really like. I'll talk about it later. On the second wall, you have all your instructions about how to walk, how to save the game, your settings, all that. And you have a timer, which I believe counts down to an hour and a half. And something does happen when the timer runs out, but I won't say what. It's pretty funny. On the third wall, you have stickers. It's these little images that you go and you collect around the levels. They help you out. They give you messages when you click on them. And they're pretty helpful if you know how to read them. They give you hints about where to go and how to solve a puzzle, but they're very subtle. You wouldn't even know that they were giving you hints. And then the fourth wall is actually glass. Behind the glass, you have a door with the big sign that says exit, and that's your goal. You need to get to that door and get to the exit. There are a few times throughout the game where you do get to it and it's fake. You open the door and there's a wall behind it, and that means you're not ready to go yet. But it's pretty straightforward. The way you play is you run, you can walk, you can crouch, you can jump, you can click on images, and then you have a gun and you can pick up cubes and place cubes. The more you advance, the more advanced your gun becomes. Each color is better than the previous one. So once you get the yellow gun, for example, you have the ability to drag pieces. Once you have the green gun, you have the ability to multiply the pieces. So, and with the red gun, you can do everything. So you just naturally progress throughout the game. What I really like is that you don't have to necessarily complete one puzzle in order to progress. I played this game 4 times. The reason is, it's because it doesn't save once you quit. You have to start over again. So the first time I played for a little while and I got the blue gun and I was happy with myself. I was like, okay, next time I'll continue. So next time I loaded it, I start from the beginning. I was like, okay, I'll do it again. It's no big deal. Now I know how to do it. So I got the blue gun in 5 minutes and I kept exploring. And I got up to the yellow gun, which is the third one. And I was happy with myself. I was like, okay, I'm making progress. And then I had to leave, so the third time I played is when I actually finished it. And I have to admit that I did look up how to solve a few puzzles, especially the one outside the door where you need to get the red gun. I wasn't sure how to solve it. It takes a while to figure it out. And I didn't have the patience, and there's a lot of steps to it, so I just looked it up. And that's how I do it. And then I finished it. once you get the red gun and get to the exit, the game does continue. I will say that. I won't say what happens, but it's great. I really loved the ending. You have like an extra 10 minutes over there, another area. And I unlocked what I thought was the majority of the map, and I was happy with myself. I was like, okay, I probably explored everything. So I went back to check out the full map. I wanted to see what I missed. And it turns out that I had unlocked probably, I don't know, less than half of it. So I played a fourth time where in 10 minutes I just grabbed all the guns. And that's what I really like about this game. You can play for hours or you can finish it in literally 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you get the gun in like 3 and then the rest and then you're done. But you do have the option of exploring everything and looking through everything. And I played for another like 2 hours maybe, and I explored a lot. I know of 2 areas I missed, maybe 3, and I wasn't able to complete the puzzles there, and I didn't want to look it up. I went to do it by myself, and the rest I just did it by myself, and I really really enjoyed it. A mechanic that I didn't like was actually how to use the map. Um, I really like the way it looks. It's straightforward, but you basically click on a little dot and says start here. You click and that's where you begin your game and you just go from there. And once you exit the puzzle and you go back to the antechamber, which is that first room that you start in, other places that you have been unlocked. You have corridors, dots, and it shows where you were just now, so you can easily go back. And it shows the previous place as well. Um, it shows dead ends, which I call them like infinite rooms, where you can't progress from them. You can get out of them. You have to exit. Dead ends. And then it shows you with little arrows possible paths that you've missed that you can go back to. And that's what I really, really like. So I just try and explore and solve puzzles until I get to a dead end or something. But because this is not a linear game at all, the places are not close to each other at all. So you think about one place that you want to go to that you were 5 minutes ago, but you have no idea where it is on the map, and you have to keep clicking and keep trying. And it's great when you hover with your mouse on top of a dot of a room. It pops up the picture. The picture pops up so you can see what it is, and there's a title to it and everything. So that's helpful. But I found myself just hovering around different dots trying to find the specific place I wanted to go to. And I think it's in one place of the map, but it's not. And it's structured in different levels, so nothing is where you think it is. But I guess it's just part of the fun, and that's part of the exploring part of the game, which is nice, I guess. It's not that bad. One thing I did love is the design. Again, that's why I wanted to play it. It's very different. I don't even know how to explain it. I know this game has been in development for a few years, and I've seen pictures of the early stages, and I've seen pictures of the prototypes of the guns and how they looked in the beginning, and I love to see the evolution to what it looks now. And I've seen notes from the developers saying this part should be this way, this part should spin more, put a cube there, put a cube here, how are they gonna solve the puzzle? I love those little notes that they have on the images, on the prototypes and the sketches and the early artwork. It's great. It's great to see that, and I will say, well, no, I guess I won't spoil. There's some secret rooms in Antichamber, and I know some people didn't like them because they're not puzzle rooms. They're infinite rooms, so you have to exit. I know some people didn't like that, but I love those behind the scenes looks that they give you. So I was happy with that. which brings me to another point. Something a lot of people didn't like is that once you exit a puzzle, you lose all your cubes. So it's sometimes difficult if you haven't grasped the concept of the gun. It's sometimes difficult to figure out how to solve a puzzle without the cubes. You have to go to somewhere else and get them and all that. Um, and I was one of those people that had trouble understanding exactly how powerful the gun is, especially the red one. You can do so much with it, and I just kept forgetting how good it is and that you can do everything with it. Um, so it's a repetitive game in the sense that it throws you the same concepts again, but in a different way. So because you've been doing such horribly hard puzzles, you sometimes forget how to do the easy ones. And you overthink it and you think it's more complicated than it actually is. And in reality, it just requires you to drag a cube somewhere, but you keep thinking of complicated ways to solve it, and you get stuck. But because I'm not a good gamer at all, um, I like the fact that if you do get stuck, you can exit and just go to a different area and do what you want. Um, Again, in Portal or in another game that I played, Quantum Conundrum, which is also a puzzle game, you have to complete one puzzle in order to advance, and I don't like that. I don't like being forced to go down a certain path because I wasn't able to solve it. Um, so I really like the fact that you can just do whatever you want. It it's very overwhelming sometimes. It's not a linear game, like I said, but it leads you down a path, I guess. You just need to follow the game. You know, you have a corridor, the corridor breaks apart, you fall down into a hole, and then you have an elevator, and then you have a corridor, and then you have another corridor, and you just go with it. You have stairs, you can go up, you can go down, um, you can enter different rooms, just do what you want, and once you get to a dead end, just exit and start from the beginning again and just do it again. And you're gonna find so many different places to go to, and they're all different. And you never have a moment where you think, have I been here before? Every area is different. Um, Everything is, I guess, the corridors are black and white. So all the walls, the ceiling, the floors are white, and then sometimes you have different areas, different colors, but everything else is a different color. You have the cubes, which are um, blue, yellow, green, and red. And then you have little moving particles that are colorful. You have different hallways that are colorful. You have different holes in the ground that you fall to that are colorful. You have the elevators. So those things really pop in your head, and you know where to go. Just follow the pretty shapes. Um, but it can be overwhelming because of the amount of places that you can actually go to and explore and just go crazy. So at first I was really struggling with finding a path to go down to, and just sticking with it because I really want to explore everything. But I realized you can't rush it. You have to just take it easy, take a deep breath, keep calm, and just explore little by little. And the map really, you need to be comfortable with the map. The map has to be your friend, otherwise you're just gonna get lost and lost and lost, and you won't go anywhere. Because this is the type of game where you go down a corridor and you don't like the place where you're at, so you're like, oh, I'll just go back, but you turn around and that corridor is not that corridor anymore. So it doesn't work that way. You can't go back and forward all the time. um and I just love the atmosphere of it. It has no music. It's um it has some creepy sounds in some dark hallways. It has some creepy sounds, but it doesn't have incredible sounds coming at you. It's just about you in that environment, in that experience. And I think it's something that everybody should experience. I really enjoyed it. I think I didn't know how successful it was. I don't know if it was underrated or not. I think it was. I saw a trailer a couple years ago, I think, and I didn't hear anything about it since then. I saw it randomly one day and I decided to play it. And I remembered that I loved the trailer, which is crazy. That trailer is crazy. And I think it's a good representation of the game. The game does mess with your mind. And I love that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much how the game works. I don't think I've missed anything. Like I said, it's just it leads you down a certain path, but at the same time overwhelms you, which I know I'm not explaining it very well, but it is the way it is. It's something that you have to experience for yourself. It's definitely a game for calm people. It it takes a while to get into, I guess, to just find a rhythm because in the beginning you're just going crazy trying to see everything, trying to go everywhere and explore and solve everything. You won't be able to. You have to have patience, and you will find puzzles that you can't solve right now that you have to go back to. So I guess it's for people that have been more methodical with their playing, like me. Um, I try not to rush through games, and that maybe that's why I loved it. And I just like puzzle games in general. I don't play many games, like I said, and I'm not good at first person shooters. I'm not good at multiplayer. I like games that are short, have maybe a story or look good and really stand out to me. And I just have this little short experience of 2, 3, 4 hours where I can say I played this game and I loved it. Those are the types of games that I like. So that's really the best I can put it. Um, Puzzle game, first person, and it's a great experience. It's definitely different. Like I said, it's been compared to Portal a lot, but it's really not on the same level. I enjoyed it more. I played both Portals, and I enjoyed this a lot more. Just because I would get stuck in Portal, and then I don't have the energy to go on. But here, you can just go wherever you want. So yeah, I guess that's my review of Antichamber. This is my first review, so sorry if it sounds awful. Um, I have trouble keeping focused. So yeah, this is my review of Portal, Portal Antichamber, and yeah, I highly recommend this game. I think everybody should play it. So, yeah, I guess that's it. It's an abrupt ending to the review. Sorry about that, but I have to go. So, yeah, I'll try and do more reviews later on. I don't know if this will sound good. I guess we'll see if I post it. And yeah, again, Antichamber, great game. I highly recommend it. Again, not for everybody, but if you do think that you might enjoy this game, I can assure you you will. So, yeah, play Antichamber, and that's it for now. I'll review something else pretty soon. Bye bye.